Here is a set of data. 2.5, 1.7, 2.4, 1.6, 1.3. The mean is 1.9. They've calculated it for you, so they've added all those up, divided by the amount of these numbers that there are, so that's 5 of them, so they've added them up, divided by 5, and the mean was 1.9. Each piece of data is increased by 15. Okay, so that would mean this one becomes 12.5, this one becomes 11. Oh, hang on, sorry, I was increasing by 10. Not reading the question properly. That was my fault. I need to increase by 15. Okay, so this one, instead of becoming 12.5, it becomes 17.5. This one, instead of 1.7, becomes 16.7. You could use a calculator for this if you want. Increase this by 15, becomes 17.4. This becomes 16.6. This becomes 16.3. And you could use those new numbers to work out the mean. Now, a little bit of... and you could definitely do that, and it might be worth doing that to check. But this is just a 1-mark question. And to do all that work for a 1-mark question, my exam sort of technique is telling me that probably isn't required. And in fact, if I were to do that, I would find that the mean would also just increase by 15. So my mean would now become 16.9. Because they each increased by 15, but my mean is also increased by 15. 16.9. Okay, that's 15 plus the 1.9 that the original mean was. Right, 17b. Each new piece of data is now doubled. Okay, so this was my original data. Then I've added 15. And now it's doubled. So I'm going to just get my calculator out at this point and say, okay, I'm going to work out these values. Now I'll just work out my mean this time. So 17.5 times by 2, so I'm doubling 17.5. I've got 35. I want to add them all together and divide by 5 that I've got. So 35 and then 16.7 times 2, that's going to be doubled. So that gives me 33.4, and my next one is 17.4, and I'm going to double that, so 17.4 times 2 gives me 34.8, and 16.6 times 2 gives me 33.2, and my last one, 16.3 times 2 gives me 32.6. I'm going to work out what all that is. So I've got my 32.6 on my screen, and I'm going to add these other ones, other digits, other numbers as well. So 32.6 plus, I'm going to work backwards just for the sake of it, 33.2 plus 34.8 plus 33.4 plus 35 equals 169. Okay, and I know that for a mean it's the total divided by how many numbers there are, so 169 divided by 5 will give me my answer. Divide that by 5 gives me 33.8. 33.8. So my answer is 33.8. And actually, you could see that 16.9 doubled that times 2 would give me 33.8 as well. So I didn't need to necessarily do that, but I wanted to show you that you could do it with this method, and you might have to do a mean where you do have to work it all through like that.